Hello beautiful people of Eorzea, my name is Digital Storms, also known as Raven Dusk. Now I think a few of you who have been subscribed to me for a little bit probably knew this video was coming at some point. Now as you know in 6.1, Hrothgar are getting some new hairstyles which are somewhat controversial at the moment, and definitely a lot of confused Hrothgar players wondering, do we still need a Fantasia to change our hair? And I'm gonna answer all of that and what I personally think about the new hair and basically the ears being cut off and all that. So where do I stand on this current design choice for the Hrothgars? I mean, I'm not happy about it. At least it's something, but I'm not happy about it at all, and would be surprised if many Hrothgar players are happy that they're losing their ears over the new hair. I think people would rather have their ears. But luckily there are some workarounds that work pretty well, and as bad as it is to say that you need to put on fake ears in order to have your ears back is kind of a big yikes moment, it's the only solution that I personally can think of that may make you guys still happy and wanting new hair. But this is no way me saying, hey, this is a good cover up, this is what you should do. You shouldn't be upset. I am 100% with all the players that are upset. And I've seen a lot of people saying on Twitter that the Hrothgar players are too entitled for wanting this change and stuff like that. We're not entitled, we just want fair treatment like all the other races have got. The bunnies, the Viera I should say, have gotten more than enough special treatment, and I think it's time for the Hrothgars too, without losing some features like our ears. I think losing our ears was a step in the wrong direction, but a step also in the right direction for the hairs finally being able to be on our head. And like I said, there are workarounds for it, so we will be discussing that in a minute, and I'll be showing you a few workarounds. Well, one workaround, because I think these are the only good ears for Hrothgar players to be wearing at the current moment. Now, the ears I am talking about, and I'm sure some Hrothgar players already know about these ears. I've seen a bunch of Hrothgar wearing these ears, so don't take me as finding this as a good solution. It is not. I've seen other people wear them. I also wear them from time to time to give it a more, like, fantasy look, I suppose, for the ears. I kind of like the ears from time to time. Not all the time. But the ears I am talking about are the werewolf head. That's what it's called. They were originally from a Halloween event, I believe, but they are now on the store, which, you know, you're still gonna have to pay for them now when you could have got them for free. So hopefully you have them. If you don't, maybe this is a good alternative rather than spending the $10 or $15. I don't know what the exchange rate is, but maybe this is a better alternative than spending that much, because I do not think you need a Fantasia to change your hair, and I'll go over that in a little bit. But at the moment we're gonna discuss about, you can dye these, they look good, I'm sure they'll look phenomenal with the newer hair. This is a very good workaround for now, and I'm pretty sure a lot of Hrothgar players, you're gonna see a lot of Hrothgar players wearing these anyway, because they're easy to match to your current hair color, they're dyeable, so that's the best solution I have for you now. Besides, they look pretty good anyway. I think they look great. They've got like hair around the ears, like little tufts of hair, and they kind of match your ears anyway, kind of. They're a bit more eccentric and larger, but they look good. I mean, if you're not into that, then I guess you're just gonna have to go earless, or just wear your current hair and just, you know, bite your teeth and grit it a little longer until this hopefully gets fixed when female Hrothgar come out, whenever that is. But hopefully it doesn't take that long for the hair to get fixed. I hope we don't have female Hrothgar with the same issues either, but I'm not too certain. Moving on to the next thing, the whole needing a Fantasia to change your hair to the new current hairstyles. I want to pull up the prelim notes that were released yesterday, I think, or the day before. I'm not entirely sure when they were released. I know they were released not too long ago. But it says, regardless of your progression in the main scenario, these changes will be available when creating new characters, editing your character's appearance using Fantasias, or hiring a retainer. And it says certain options that were previously designated as facial features, such as bangs and sideburns, have been moved to the hairstyle selection. New facial features have been added also. Well, the reason why I don't think we're going to need a Fantasia for the hair is because the 2B hair that is being shown and the other 2B hair that it was shown, you can't get them via Fantasia. You have to go into the haircut dude, I forget his name, Jillian, whatever his name is. You have to go there to use that hair. You can't use a Fantasia and use hair that you've got through buying them off the market board or whatever. You have to go to him to be able to change it. At least that's what I know. I don't think I've ever been able to change when I Fantasia'd to a hairstyle that I've bought or owned through the market board. So that's why I'm hopeful that Hrothgar will not need a Fantasia, and this is just very poorly worded, and hopefully in the newer notes they'll say that you'll be able to change your hair using Fantasia, or however it's pronounced. I'm terrible with that with names anyway. So the haircut man, I'm just gonna call him that. So I think you're gonna be able to change your hair without a Fantasia. I don't know if you'll be able to change to the other hair completely, like the other hair that contains the other faces. I don't know about that at all, but I'm thinking that this was just poorly worded, and there's been a huge confusion because for some hair, sure, you could easily say, like the longer hair in this photo, you can change to because it's not a bought one. It's already in the game. So I don't think it's, I think you're just going to be able to change right off the bat. So let's pray that I'm right, because I don't think you do need a Fantasia to change to the current hair that's coming out in 6.1. I know it's worded there, but I think that's just a complete error, and they got mixed up on their words by saying facial features. Yes, you'll need a Fantasia for that, and the other things you'll need a Fantasia for, but for the hair, I think they just got a little mixed up and they were like, oh yeah, you're still going to need a Fantasia for all of it, which I do not believe, because unless they're putting a 2B hair in the selection screen when you get a Fantasia for Hrothgar, that would be very, very weird to do, because they've never done that, unless that's a new feature coming out with 6.1 that you're just able to change to the hair that you've bought from the market board via Fantasia, which I don't see them doing because that's never been a thing anyway, at least to my knowledge. So let's hope I'm right. That's some good news, hopefully, that we may not need a Fantasia. But the other hair, like I was talking about, like there's the big lion's mane for the other face, there's the shorter hairstyle for my face. I still think you're going to need a Fantasia to change to that specific hair, and you won't be able to use that through the haircut person. But I could be wrong again. Let's hope I'm not. Well, let's hope I am wrong. Let's hope I am wrong and you can just go to the haircut person. And if any Square Enix employees are watching this, or Final Fantasy XIV devs or team, there's no hate towards you guys at all. I think there's a lot of frustration from players, and I think you understand that, or why there is, because, you know, we're getting the shit end of the stick. Sorry to be rude, but that's, you know, just the way it is. And I mean that with, like, all due respect. You guys do a fantastic job with everything else, and I'm sure in the years to come you will fix it, but it shouldn't take as long as it has in the first place to get to where we are, considering Viera was heavily talked about and got changed pretty quickly compared to Hrothgar, and I think that is to do with player base, which, again, if I was a game dev, I would fix the more popular race first and leave the least popular played race till, you know, the next time when it's important, because there's no doubt in my mind they've made Hrothgar sort of, you know, the least popular played race. Not on purpose, it's just the way it is, because they haven't made that their priority. They made Viera their priority, which, you know, in fairness, there's more Viera players than there are Hrothgar players. I don't agree with it at all. I think, you know, you should work on both at the same time and get them up to scratch, but as people say, there's a list they've got to go down, the priority list, and unfortunately, we're kind of at the bottom of that list with Hrothgar players. But as long as we make our voices heard and we speak out about what we do not like, I'm pretty sure they will find a way to please us all, and it will take less time as long as we respectfully say, hey, this isn't okay, can you please do something about it? As long as we're respectful about it and not demanding and, you know, being aggressive about it, which some people will say, well, we're in our right to be aggressive. It's been 3 years. How long do you want us to wait? And I understand your frustration yesterday. I was in a debate for nearly 2 hours straight talking about that with other friends, and I was getting heated about the whole situation about it, you know, because I like Hrothgar. They're one of my favorite races. Ronsos were, since Final Fantasy X, I've loved, Kamari and all that. They've always been my favorite, and I said back in Heavensward, if they ever came out, I would play Ronsos, and my friends were always like, yeah, you're living in a dream world. There's no way that we're gonna get Hrothgar, well, aka Ronsos, in Final Fantasy. And we did, to my surprise. To my surprise. I said it as a joke. I was like, man, I would kill to play as a Hrothgar, and here we are. They're in the game. But, you know, it's gonna take a while, and let's hope we can finally get to a place where we can enjoy the race, and we can finally get our ears back at some point. We may just have to grit and bear. I've tried to give you some workarounds to, maybe if you're so sick of your old hair, you can use the ears to cover up the new one. And I've said hair like 50 times in this video, and I'm sure it's getting dull now. But, you know, Square Enix, please try and work on this as quickly as possible, because it is feeling a little bit unfair towards us, the player, who like this race a lot. And I mean that with all due respect. I know you're busy. We all know you're busy, but, you know, this is kind of unacceptable. And, you know, I don't know the inner workings of being a game dev. I don't know what the problem is. The only thing I can think of is that the ears and the hair and the face are all one mesh, and they designed the head around the hair, and that's why hair is limited. But again, I don't think I know there was a lot of outrage, people thinking that you need a Fantasia to change. I do not think that is the case this time around. Like I said, I think that's just poorly worded, and these are just my end thoughts, basically, of me rambling and going on. So I thank you all for watching the video. Thank you all. I appreciate it if you stayed for the whole video of me rambling. Put your thoughts down in the comment section below. Share this video with your friends, with your other Hrothgar friends and whatnot. Please send them this video. Hopefully this will give them some hope and give them some options. I really hope. That's my main thing, is to help you guys. That's, you know, my goal with this video, and get some more awareness out there. So the more awareness this video have, the more chance, you know, Square Enix or the Final Fantasy team, or maybe even Yoshi P sees this video, and we get a little bit of feedback, because we deserve at least some feedback. I know we've gotten feedback over time and time again, but some more clarification would be better. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Peace out. Love you guys. Make sure to LB3 that like button and subscribe. As always, I've been Digital Storms, aka Raven Dusk. And if you want to know this character's name, his name is Rawclaw Leoresh. So I guess I'm Rawclaw Leoresh today. But thank you all for watching. Peace out.